Chomp Time. Brought to you by the Medical Center of Southwest Louisiana and Women's and Children's Hospital.
Welcome to Chomp Time. My name is Andy Davis. To my right, the head coach of the Louisiana IceGators, Don Murdoch. And Coach, welcome back this Sunday morning. And the IceGators coming into this weekend 7-0-2, 9-game streak without a loss, and just a fantastic streak for the IceGators right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really happy. I mean, 3 weeks, a month ago, if somebody had told me I'd be sitting in first place, you know, I'd have to say, you know, it was out of reach a bit. But that's what this team's about, and that's what I keep preaching. And people are going to be tired of me saying it, but you got to get guys with heart and character, and we've got that. I mean, we've had key injuries out all during the year. You know, a guy like Nedemansky sitting out there, and we just keep playing and playing. Guys just keep picking it up, and when guys are out, guys fill in, and that's what this club's going to be about, and we're going to keep it right through the year.
Well, at some point during the stretch when the IceGators are 7-0-2 coming into the weekend, skating with 14 skaters at one time, 15 skaters a couple times, it's so tough to do that with a short bench, especially in this league.
Well, not only that, a lot of people don't know that I got a lot of guys playing with back injuries, playing through, you know, sore ribs and pulled groins and stuff, and they're still out there playing. I mean, our medical room's like a MASH unit, and, you know, I go in there and I never see anybody in the dressing room. I says, where's everybody? And I got to go into Johnny Gomez's room. They're all in there, ice bags getting taped up, but then again, I'm going to say it one more time, that's guys that got the heart and got the character, and they want to play. They'll play through their injuries. They want to do it for this hockey club.
It's important to point out the IceGators, of course, during the streak, doing most of it without Vashi Nedemansky. You sent 2 players to Mississippi for a big offensive player, and he's been out of the lineup right now.
Yeah, you know, he's got that bad, broke his cheekbone in 3 places, and but now Vashi's the type of guy that's he's really a fitness freak, you know, and he's working a lot off the ice, and that's just a plus, knowing that I've got this this great ingredient coming into my hockey club in maybe 3 weeks, you know, and Mike Kusculain will be back, and like, I mean, there's a lot of good things to come for us.
But one of the most important parts of any hockey team, of course, goaltending, and Shawn Gauthier has been in between the pipes for each one of the games during the streak, and he's just playing great hockey right now.
Well, like I said, you know, when things were bad about a month ago, and you know, the team was in a slump, Shawn was in a slump, everybody's in a slump, you know, everybody's, you know, panicking and stuff, and I knew that Shawn Gauthier would play himself out of it. He's a professional, he's a hard-working guy, and Shawn Gauthier didn't get to be the goaltender he is by not playing out of slumps, and what was it, 4 games, so I was never panicking on him, and that's why we got Shawn Gauthier. When we had a chance to get him in the summer, we jumped all over it, because you got to, if you want to win championships or you want to be a competitive hockey club, you got to have goaltending, and he's giving us great goaltending right now.
Shawn Gauthier is our player spotlight this week on Chomp Time. Great couple of weeks for us, the IceGators coming into this weekend, 9 straight without a loss, and just talk about a great streak right now for the IceGators.
That's been great. You know, anytime we're going to go out and, you know, run off about 9 games and you're 7-0-2, and you know the attitude, the atmosphere is so much more appealing. You know, everyone's excited to go to the rink. You know, everything's going great. You know, you couldn't ask for a better situation, and especially going in right into Christmas with the winning streak that we've been going through.
Well, the IceGators, of course, a couple weeks ago, were struggling 0-3-1 during one stretch, but you, Coach Murdoch, and a lot of the players kept saying, this is a good team, give us time. A couple of moves were made, and now the IceGators playing like you earlier had said they would be.
Well, I think that anytime you bring in some experience and some character and quality people, you know, it's always going to make a difference. And you get your Depourqs and your, you know, Nedemanskys and, you know, McQuats. I said they're always going to be beneficial to a, you know, a program and to an organization like that. And the front staff and, you know, everybody, the ownership and the coach staff does nothing but first class, you know, and they're helping us, you know, get that, you know, to that, you know, 2 points at after every game, and you can have that going on, and, you know, you're always going to be a winner, and things are going, you know, the way we want it.
Of course, you've been playing goal for a long time now. Head coach Don Murdoch in his first season of head coaching. Talk about his progress. Of course, it's always tough to just start out behind the bench, but talk about the progress he's made as a coach.
Anytime you can go into a situation like we have, and it's always a learning, you know, learning experience. And I think that, you know, Doc's learning from us, and we're learning from Doc. I mean, you know, you have had a different type of, you know, coaching staff the last, you know, 4, you know, years that has been here, and now having Doc here, you know, his, you know, game plan, his, you know, views and direction towards our, you know, our our style and our direction for the remainder of the year. He's a positive one and a very appealing and very exciting one. So I mean, he's learning from us, and he's got a lot of experience. I mean, he's in, he played in the National Hockey League. He was a very key player for the National Hockey League and for Tampa Bay's organization for the last 9-10 years. So I mean, his experience from off the ice and on the ice is going to help the younger players, and the older players on the team with the experience are going to help. So it's just a win-win situation. I think with Dennis Holland helping us out, I mean, we got every angle covered, and I think that it's great.
Well, you're yourself one of the more experienced players on this team. You'll be relied upon and have been relied upon to kind of help some of these younger players. And talk a little bit first, the defenseman we've talked about with you before, but now you have a new young goaltender, Mike Valley, who we talked with last night on the TV broadcast. But talk about his play and how you've worked with him so far since being reassigned here by the Vancouver Canucks.
Well, I've known Mike okay for a couple of years. He's played in the American Hockey League up and down, and I think that with his work ethic and with the attitude that he's brought to Louisiana, he's going to nothing but first class. He works hard, and I mean, you got to give character and credit to people like that, because I mean, they come far apart, and with the adjustment he's going to do, he's going to have the opportunity. He's young. He's going to have the opportunity to go out and develop his his game, and patience and maturity is going to come. And I says he's got a great situation, a great future ahead of him.
Well, he's got a great guy teaching him, and you, of course.
Well,
that always helps. But again, the IceGators, a great stretch, and talk a little bit about the games coming up. Christmas on the way, as you mentioned, a long road ahead for the IceGators.
Yeah, I think it's really good. In the situation we've been, we go out and going to take it right into Christmas. I think that everything is panning out the way you want it to. You want to go out and develop your team right till Christmas, and then you want to make that push into the playoff run. And I think that everyone's gone out and pulling the right direction, pulling the rope where we want to be pulled. And I mean, guys are learning from each other, and with all that, I mean, you couldn't ask for a better situation. I mean, right from the ownership to the coaching staff to the front staff, I mean, and players, and especially the fans. I mean, it makes it much more appealing when you can have 10, 12,000 people going crazy and supporting us, just like it was an exciting game when we had New Orleans and the buildings and the games in the past. And I think that we're going to have a big game there come Sunday, back home against Florida, and I think it's going to really work out.
I've been thinking lately. All things considered, I'm pretty special. I've had choices, made mistakes, but if I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change a thing. I'll never be a size 6 again. I'm getting older. But these things aren't important. What is important are my needs, my health, and my children's health. These are things I'll never compromise.
Your life, your needs, your hospital. Women's and Children's Hospital.
It says here major changes are ahead for America's electric utility industry. Before you know it, outsiders will be stuffing my mailbox with all kinds of offers. But they won't offer what I've got now, a community where all the citizens own the utility. That gives me a voice when it comes to my electric service. If I have a question, I make a local phone call, not a 1-800 call. Outside companies have to answer to stockholders all over the world. My community-owned utility answers to me. The rates are pretty low, too.
LUS&U, good company.
Phil with Falks, did you know that? Falks has lowered prices on Kelly and Hallmark tires and custom chrome wheels. We've added more selection to our toolboxes, and we will continue to keep prices down. Come in and check out the new flex-top retractable truck canopy, steel cowl induction hoods, and chrome front bumpers. New stainless steel grill guards at the price of chrome. What a deal on stainless steel. Go to Falks, go to Falks, go to our 2 locations.
The all-new 99 Sierra, the truck for the 1%ers, those who want more. A more comfortable interior, a more powerful Vortex V8 engine, a stronger, stiffer, lighter frame. The reviews. 99 Sierra is arguably the new state-of-the-art in the full-size truck business. The deal. Now, get special Smart Buy or Smart Lease payments on all new 99 GMC Sierras. See your Cajun Country GMC dealers today.
In Louisiana, traditions matter. Friends matter. Family matters. And at Hibernia, service matters. The kind that brings affordable loans to people like you. Loans for education, for home improvements, for life. So why not switch to Louisiana's bank? We understand the things that matter most to you. Hibernia, where service matters.
Welcome back to Chomp Time. It's time now to Ask the Gators. And, Coach, this week we're talking about superstitions. And I'm sure being a player, you had a couple of superstitions, mostly before games. Talk about what you did when you were a player.
Well, what I always did is I used to have three rolls of tape. I had a black and a white, and they had to go in order. And then I used to lay right in front of my stall, I laid my gloves down, and my stick was in the middle with the blade turned to the right. That was the number one, and I always put, when I got dressed for the game, I always tied my right skate first. And those are the ones that I had.
How do you come about putting 3 rolls of tape and your gloves down? How did that come about? When did you come up with that?
You know what it was I was back in junior, I was in Medicine Hat, you just pick up little things when you're scoring and everything's going good, which you did a ritual, and it just always seemed, I looked down, that my gloves were always like that, my stick was like that, and then I did a couple things. I always like to have my tape beside me because I use a certain tape for here and I had a certain tape there, and then I taped my wrists. So then after I used to do that, then you just started noticing little things that you did when you walked in your stall. And I mean, I could go forever and stuff I did at home and everything, but we don't have long enough in the program. But that was my main thing, is that the gloves had to be laid out and the stick with the blade to the right. And some of the guys in the dressing room would come around and they'd check my blade on the other side. If I was out in the washroom or something, I'd come in and I'd just go nuts on the guys. Who touched my stick and stuff? But no, that's just a couple of the things I had. But I think every athlete and every type of a sport, not just hockey, I think everybody's got a little ritual that they go through.
Well, we'll take a look at some of the Ice Gators rituals on this week's Ask the Gators.
Ask the Gators, brought to you by the Medical Center of Southwest Louisiana and Women's and Children's Hospital.
I don't know, when things are going well, you tend to do everything in the same, get to the arena the same direction, put things on in the same. I don't know if I have one superstition or everything's a superstition. So, I mean, it's kind of a lot of everything, a little of nothing.
I just like to get there early and do a stretching routine that I always do, and make sure my sticks are all like I like them. But just try and stretch every time at about 5 after 6, depending on what time the game is. I like to go start right at 20 minutes before we get ready to go on the ice for pregame warm-up. That's really the only thing I try to do every time, but I really don't have too many superstitions at all.
Rituals, none of those either. The only thing I usually do is when we go out on the ice, I'm usually behind the Gauthier, and Biggie's behind me. But that's not, if I'm not there, it's not a big deal, but that's usually the only thing I do.
Strangest one, I guess the strangest one I ever heard was just, a lot of guys like to just put the right gear on all the time, the right skate, shin pad, double pad, If they don't do that, they gotta start all over. It's just pretty bad.
Pre-game usually around 12 o'clock, the usual pasta, chicken. Then lay down, watch TV. A lot of guys like to sleep, but I don't like to sleep. I figure it makes me a little bit more tired by the time game time comes. So I just like to rest, think about what I'd like to happen during the game. So it's just a lot of preparation.
When I get dressed, I always put my left skate on first, and my right skate on. And then I put my left shin pad and my right shin pad. And it's always from left to right on game day. Everything I do is from left to right.
And if you go right to left, you have to start over again?
Yeah, I guess I'd screw up my whole superstition, so I try not to go right from left. It's always left to right.
I don't know, I sort of talk to my post sometimes. And go back and forth in my net and wander place to place and try to go and, try to do the same thing every day.
They ever talk back to you?
Not yet. But they do talk back when actually they hit the post, and then they say, and I tell them thank you, and they they say, well, you're welcome, kind of thing. But
thanks, buddy. That was good.
Their looks are as powerful as the performance they deliver. They are Yukon and Suburban, GMC's full-size sport utilities for $19.99. The dominating size, the muscular stance, and the fine detailing of a luxurious interior. It'll make you feel like you have the power to go anywhere. Feel the power. Drive a Yukon or Suburban by GMC. Your GMC dealer now has special smart lease or smart buy payments on Yukon or Suburban. So what are you waiting for? See your Cajun Country GMC dealers today.
I know all about Women's and Children's Hospital. Once I came to see my grandma after she had surgery. I've been here lots of times. I even stayed overnight one time with a real high fever. But today I'm here to see someone that I don't even know. That's him, my new little brother. When I grow up, I want to work here so I can help people.
Women's and Children's Hospital, growing with you. There's over $1 million waiting to be won at Players Island. Call now to receive your third clue. Your third clue to solving the 8-digit combination that'll crack our visible vault. Come and see the Great Pyramid of Cash right before your eyes. To take it home, you need to guess the code. And if you want a clue to the code, you need to phone the number below. The $1 Million Visible Vault, only at Players Island Casino. Exit 29 on the I-10 in Lake Charles, Louisiana.
What you doing, Frank?
Waiting for him to talk.
It's just a game. Frank.
Some nights I'm in here, and I swear, I can hear him talking.
We all have our demons, Frank.
Shh, quiet, you're gonna get us caught. Charlie?
Yeah?
You hear something?
No.
Now?
No.
As a business owner, you know that you can spend big dollars on printing. That's why it's important to make the right choice when it comes to choosing your printer. Someone with integrity, quality, service, and delivery is what it's all about. At Express Printing, we can take your ideas from inception to completion all under one roof. From color brochures and posters to letterheads and business forms, Express Printing can make your business stand out among the competition. For attention to details and quality, remember Express Printing informs.
Have you been wondering how to make your next event unforgettable? Whether you're hosting a child's birthday party, a company picnic, or a cocktail party, nothing will make your event more fun and exciting than Magic Mike. Magic. It's Magic Mike. Having performed for audiences of 10 to 10,000, his combination of magic, juggling, and comedy is entertainment at its best. So on stage or close up, this is a show you won't soon forget. For booking information, call 886-2442. That's 88 Magic. Magic Mike. Coming soon to a party near you. It's Magic Mike.
Welcome back to Chomp Time. It's time now for our Rehab Excel training tips. And Coach, earlier in the show you mentioned the training room looking like a mass unit. So Johnny Gomez has been one busy camp over the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, we're making him earn his money these last couple of weeks, and like I said, it's it's very important. And I think we've mentioned this before that he has a job of certain guys, taping guys. He's got an assistant in Robbie that really helps him out a lot, and it's very important. And unfortunately, we're giving him a lot of work this last couple of weeks.
Well, we'd like to point out a very happy birthday to Robbie, the assistant medical trainer, and time now to take a look at this week's Rehab Excel's training tips.
Training tips brought to you by Rehab XL.
Hi, I'm Johnny Gomez, and today's topic on Rehab Excel's training tips is nutrition. Often people wonder what type of foods they should eat on the day of a game to help get the best performance possible, or often the foods not to eat that way they'll feel sluggish during a competition, or maybe even things that help maintain their weight or to help lose weight while during in-season and so forth. With us today we have Dr. Kim LeBlanc. He's a sports medicine specialist and also one of our team physicians. Doc, can you tell us a little bit about proper foods to eat while in season?
Sure. Almost regardless of the sport, the number one food to eat is carbohydrates, because that's the fuel that you need to fuel your body, for your muscles. The most common foods for that is pasta, rice, breads, things like that. And those are very important because, again, that's the fuel that this muscle needs. It's important to eat that before competition, about 3 hours, maybe 4 hours before, so that you can maintain the ability to perform. And you want to maintain that every day, not only during competition, but you also want to do that every day, because when you exercise, you're burning the fuel stores that you should have, and this will help replenish it. And how much should you eat? Well, in heavy competition, maybe 500 to 600 grams of carbohydrates a day. And you can look on the nutrition facts of the food that you have, and it'll tell you how much. Another very important thing to use is fluids. You should drink adequate fluids and make sure that your urine is looking like water, because that means you're having enough fluid intake for that. Another thing that would be important, particularly for those that want to stay strong, is eating extra protein. Protein in the diet is important because it helps build your muscle and repair muscle that's been injured. And only about maybe 15% of the diet should consist of protein. That's not really a fuel like some say, but the people that are exercising more, particularly weight training, do need more fats and protein rather. And the only other thing I'd say is fats. We do need fat in our body. It's not a bad thing unless you eat too much of it, and about maybe 25% of your diet should come from fat.
Well, what about like recovery? let's say after a competition, what's the best thing to help them get prepared for, let's say they have another day of competition the next day?
That's an excellent point. When you're burning the fuel that you had, that's carbohydrates, and so you need to replenish that, and there's usually a 2-hour window when the muscles are going to suck up the carbohydrates that you eat like a sponge. So what we would encourage people to do is after the competition to eat as much carbohydrates as they can within 2 hours of the competition. That's not to say you can't eat it after that, but just after the first 2 hours is a really important time to get the carbohydrates in. And again, maybe 500 grams, which is a lot of carbohydrates. You may have to space that out so your stomach doesn't get too full.
Okay. Well, thank you, Doc. And also, for any of you viewers out there who have any questions about any topics in the past, or maybe even something we may talk about in the future, or even if you're a weekend warrior and you have an injury that you may need looked at, feel free to call us at Rehab Excel, area code 337-233-5253. And I'd also like to give, before we close out, a happy birthday to my student assistant, Robbie Adams, and also a farewell to my roommate on the road, Andy Davis, the voice of the Gators. Andy, good luck to you.
Poor Yuri.
Oh, you hate to see that happen.
Players in the NHL don't take that kind of abuse.
Someone make him stop!
So, you know, being an instructor with the Navy SEALs isn't all it's cracked up to be.
You are getting desperate.
No, I'm always like this. I really have no chance with you girls, do I? Be honest, I can take it.
Yes, but we cannot.
You all are like angels, I tell you.
This guy is making me sick.
Hey, you're not the only one.
Filled with Falks. Did you know that? Bed covers. Falks has fiberglass that comes in black or painted to match your factory color. Heavy-duty aluminum roll top or the no-drill clamp-on vinyl at the right price. Nerf bars in black, chrome, and stainless steel at a real good deal. Falks has hitches, tailgates, headache racks, bumpers, and a large selection of grill guards in chrome, black, and stainless steel. Go to Falks, go to Falks, go to our 2 locations.
Beacon Alarms, putting security in a whole new light. Beacon Alarms, putting security in a whole new light.
Mexican restaurant and cantina. Dine in an authentic Mexican atmosphere. Pollo rellenos, camarones, surenos, enchiladas, burritos, sizzling fajitas, and more. Enjoy the daily lunch specials, appetizers, soups, salads, desserts, and el menú para los niños. Join your friends on the patio or sing until the donkeys come home with karaoke in the cantina. Picante Mexican Restaurant and Cantina. I-49 North at the Gloria Switch exit.
If you're Broncos bucking, head to Discount Auto Parts. With our huge inventory of car and truck parts, we'll have you back in the saddle in no time. Discount Auto Parts, the place to start when you need parts. At Discount Auto Parts, we have parts for just about every kind of car and truck on the road, including a full range of Ranger parts. Discount Auto Parts, the place to start when you need parts.
Goals of the Week. Goals of the Week, sponsored by Beacon Alarms.
Puck is worked free by Polak to the point. Melanson has shot through traffic. Bonner the save. Rebound in the corner. Penalty upcoming here. This one's going to go to the brass. Gauthier to the bench for the extra attacker. McNeil fights off a check in the near corner. Carries out of the corner. Backhand score! Power play unit. Off the face-off. Valicevic at the point. Hit by Soulier. Dumps it behind the net. There's Jay Murphy over to play. Behind Bonner, Murphy setting up into the near corner. There's Spoltore over to play it. Back behind to Depourq. Behind Bonner, Depourq checking things out. Carries around in front. Moves on his backhand shot. Knocked down. Rebound shot. Scores! Power play goal for John Depourq.
Hey, get a load of the old timer.
That there is the legendary Radio Robert.
Who?
20 years ago, he was unstoppable. Had a slap shot you could hear but could not see, hence the nickname Radio.
Yeah, well, they can call him Rusty Robert now. Hey, Rusty!
Don't say it, Tony.
Still got that shot, Tin Man? Let's see it.
Punk. Hey, maybe you should be a goalie, Tony. Tony?
The all-new 99 Sierra, the truck for the one-percenters, those who want more. A more comfortable interior, a more powerful Vortex V8 engine, a stronger, stiffer, lighter frame. The reviews. 99 Sierra is arguably the new state-of-the-art in the full-size truck business. The deal. Now, get special Smart Buy or Smart Lease payments on all new 99 GMC Sierras. See your Cajun Country GMC dealers today.
There's over $1 million waiting to be won at Players Island. Call now to receive your third clue. Your third clue to solving the 8-digit combination that'll crack our visible vault. Come and see the great pyramid of cash right before your eyes. To take it home, you need to guess the code. And if you want a clue to the code, you need to phone the number below. The $1 Million Visible Vault, only at Players Island Casino. Exit 29 on the I-10 in Lake Charles, Louisiana.
For holiday gift giving, think jewelry from Bayou State Pawn and Jewelry. New jewelry, estate pieces, loose diamonds, wedding mountings, and jewelry repair while you wait in most cases. Let Bayou State Pawn and Jewelry make that one-of-a-kind ring for the bride-to-be. Quality and service at a great price. Members of the Jeweler Board of Trade thank Bayou State Pawn and Jewelry for that special gift with 2 locations in Lafayette and 1 in New Iberia.
Court's in session. Kadiana, you're hereby sentenced to appear in my court.
The Cajuns versus the Southern Miss Golden Eagles this Saturday and the Lamar Cardinals next Tuesday at the Cajun Dome.
Welcome back to Chomp Time. Time to close out this week's show. We're glad you joined us today. The IceGators at home this afternoon, 4:05 p.m. to take on the Florida Everblades, their first visit to the Cajun Dome this season. And Coach, another week. I know you'll be back here next week. Unfortunately, I will not be back, but we want to thank you. I had a great time here for a couple months. And, of course, just fantastic working with you.
Well, Andy, like I said, it's going to be sad because you got along with the players on the bus and in the dressing room. You're a part of our team. You're one of the guys, and we're very sad to see you leave, but we're happy that it's great for your career move for you. Just don't forget us little people down here in Lafayette where we got you. But Andy, like I said, we're going to miss you on the bus, and we're going to miss having you around, and all the best of luck to you, partner.
Thanks, Coach. I know the players will miss me because they can't take my money anymore when they're playing cards.
They'll miss you on those card games. That's right, too. They'll have to find another guy.
Again, thanks to everyone who tuned in this week. Thanks again for having me down here for a couple months. Had a great time. Thanks to everyone. And Coach will be back here next week on Chomp Time.
Chomp Time was brought to you by the Medical Center of Southwest Louisiana, Women's and Children's Hospital, Cajun Country GMC dealers, Bud Light, and Vault.